Good morning, everyone. It's Yana Miller, and I have a special guest today. It's Jose Sanchez in our studio, and he will tell us his incredible story and journey, and going through that through a very difficult time, and his unique way of dealing with pressure and difficulties in life. Hi, Jose.
Hey, how you doing, Yana?
Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm so glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So tell us about that moment when difficulties came. Like, what was that?
Well, it just started in Sonoma State, and that's when I pretty much became, kind of like sophomore year-ish, around that time, when I started to kind of feel the pressure of my identity. Mm-hmm. Since I always kind of did what others told me, especially from a Latino family background. There's always this expectations of you're supposed to be this great thing, especially since we came here and we gave you this much opportunity so you can have a prestigious pretty much a prestigious career, and then you'll make money and mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All that old school stuff. But then being integrated in this culture, which this is nothing. I kind of understood that this country has a lot of opportunities, but you also have a lot of choices. You have the freedom of choice, and I think that's something I didn't understand at the time, especially with such a narrow vision of what life was about. And it just really detrimented my my progress, and I just kind of gave up, especially with my experience as an undocumented student, since mm-hmm. I don't have any papers. I was thinking maybe later on I can get those papers, but as time moves on, it's okay, I think I'm just gonna stick with just a minimum wage job with
mm-hmm.
a degree, and that was my biggest fear.
Yeah. So. As I understood, it was just everything was overwhelming and just was crushing on you. And how did you deal with that?
Well, I kind of tried to do the whole thing, about communicating with other people. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I couldn't really translate that in a way that my parents could understand it, because they already have their set ways. I have to explain to them 30,000 times this is what I want to do. It's but mm-hmm. why? I'm just okay, I guess. And that's that was difficulty. And at the time, I had a girlfriend, which it seemed that she wanted to know about it, but she didn't give the effort enough to really understand what I was going through. Mm-hmm. And her negative connotations of you're just lazy dude, blah blah blah, or something like that. You're just being victimized. Mm-hmm. Then that just put me even more down, and then I couldn't really explain to anybody else. So I just kind of felt I was in this own bubble of just torment.
Oh, I can imagine that. So how did you deal with that? What did you do?
Well, I kind of try to deal with it, just going to counseling and stuff like that. But then, mm-hmm. At the end of the day, what counseling kind of helped me out is just I have to deal with this with myself in some way.